Hello. Hello, my hospice family. Come on in. My face is so shiny, guys. Oh my God. This heat, this summer heat in my face, I don't think it goes together. Hi, guys. Hello, my hospice family. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to DunsHospice. Welcome, welcome, guys. Come on in, come on in. We are live, my beautiful people. We are live, my beautiful hospice family, okay? We are live. And we are going to have a discussion. We are going to have a discussion regarding my latest video, okay? As I mentioned, I promise y'all I'm going to make a playlist regarding the qualifying illnesses. I promise you guys I was going to make a playlist regarding the qualifying diagnosis, which diagnosis qualifies somebody for hospice care. I know some of you guys wanted to know, so definitely I made the playlist for y'all. Come on in, my beautiful hospice family. How you guys doing? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. My name is Nurse Dawn. I am your hospice RN. Come on in, guys. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe. Check out my influencer storefront on Amazon, okay? You guys are awesome, absolutely awesome. I love each and every one of you, okay? You are a wonderful, you are doing wonderful work, my caregivers. All right, guys. I'm not going to be on here too long. I'm actually running against time because the sunlight is about to go out on us, and I want to make sure that I came out here before the sun went out. Okay, guys. I just realized I should have put a short out. Oh, I always do this. But let's hope. Hello, my hospice family. Let's hope my hospice family can be here. Hello, guys. Come on in. Welcome to DunsHospice. Okay, we're going to have a difficult conversation, and I pray that we all could participate. Okay, guys. I need you all to participate, because the more you participate, the more I'll be on here longer. It will motivate me, okay? Hello, my friend. Hi to you. Hi to you. Welcome to DunsHospice, okay? My name is Nurse Dawn. Let me know your name, guys. Let me know your names. Let me know where you're from, okay? Please, talk to me. Hello, STX and user. Please be sure to subscribe and give me a like if you haven't already done so. Okay, guys? Please be sure to subscribe and give me a like. You guys are awesome. I'm getting my notes ready, okay? I'm getting my notes ready. Be sure to support. Okay, guys? We are going to talk about HIV, okay? It is a very it is a difficult topic, you know, because in 2026 you would not think that, but in 2026, you know, a lot of people living with HIV, they feel like they're being judged, you know, they're being you know, just not being treated nicely when somebody finds out, you know. It's like they're being blamed, you know, like and that's not right, because I actually had a patient of mine, okay? True story, I had a patient, an elderly patient. She was in her 70s, almost 80, I believe, almost 80, and she was HIV positive. And I'm like, how could an 80-year-old woman, be HIV positive, Um, and that was like in the beginning of my career, and I learned that from her family. She had a blood transfusion. She had a blood transfusion maybe 10 years prior, because she had gotten into a car accident, and she got a blood transfusion, and now in the blood was positive. So we have people with that illness. Like, it's not just what they used to say, a gay illness or whatever. People get it, all different kinds of reasons. Like I said, I was like, I was wondering, if you're 75, and she was the sweetest old lady, like 75, living with HIV, and I'm like, what happened? You're 75, you should be married for like 50 years. That was me, back then, young, not as experienced as I am now. And it turned out that it was because of a blood transfusion. you know she was not sleeping around. She's not gay. So that just goes to show you, we need to have compassion and care for people regardless. And please, if you haven't done so, guys, be sure to check out my video, okay? My recent video. And I have a whole playlist, okay? I have a playlist about the illnesses that qualify somebody to be under hospice care, okay? Hello, Mai. That name is funny. I'll just call you Mai, okay? I'll just call you Mai. All right. My Joy. I'm gonna switch your name around to My Joy. All right. But yes, guys, so I wanted to come out here as a hospice nurse, as a hospice registered nurse. I want to come out here and just talk to us about what qualifies somebody with a diagnosis of HIV to be under hospice, because I know that, and I've from my experience, I'm also a life coach. I'm also a nurse coach, and I talk to a lot of people. And from my experience, it seems like people think if you have an illness, if you have a diagnosis of HIV, that means you automatically qualifies for hospice. And I'm here to say that's a myth. That is a myth. That is not true. Just because you have that illness, it doesn't automatically qualifies you, to be under hospice. There are certain criterias. That we look for, okay, guys? And please talk to me. Let me know, you who's watching right now, do you have a friend, a family, do you know somebody who's currently living with HIV, and how are they perceived, what are their thoughts, you know what I mean? So let me know, guys. Let me know, all right? Let me know. So, yes, like I was saying, hospice means that somebody has 6 months or less to live, okay? 6 months or less to live. My pain, my joy, I switched your name to My Joy, and you think me calling you My Joy, you think that's putting somebody down? You have a lot to learn, my friend, okay? Welcome to, reality, okay? I believe what we say, our mouth is life or death, okay? We speak, okay? We speak our reality. All right. So I decided to switch your name. Do you want pain or do you want joy? Let me know. Do you want pain in your life or would you like joy? Huh? Do you want pain or do you want joy? Just answer the question. So I switch your name to Joy, okay? My Joy. That's your name. To me, your name is My Joy. because I want you to have joy in your name. You are joyful. You are created to have joy, not created to have pain. I'm sorry if somebody had programmed you to believe that you are a pain, but to me, you are a joy. Okay, and if you think that's something that's a shame, then my friend, I pray for you, okay? Mwah. But anyhow, let's get to the video, okay guys? Yes. So for somebody to qualify, you know, for hospice, it means the doctor say, your physician, your doctor say you have 6 months or less to live, okay? And you and I both know somebody with a diagnosis of HIV, especially with the medications, they could live a regular life, you know? They could live decades. Isn't it Michael? Oh my goodness, why is his name Magic Johnson? Yes. Who here knows Magic Johnson, huh? Let me know if you know the basketball player Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, he has been living with HIV for decades now, right? I think he got it like he first came out in the 80s, okay? So that's like 30 plus years ago, okay? And he's still living with it. So I want us to know that just because somebody is diagnosed with an illness, it does not automatically qualifies you for hospice, okay? Because hospice means that somebody has 6 months or less to live, okay guys? And then there are certain criteria that we as a nurse look for. There are certain criteria, certain decline, okay, that the doctor will look out for, okay guys? And so I really want us to understand this. I want us to understand that, and I need you to realize that if you have a loved ones with any kind of illness, you know, like whether it's you know, cancer, heart disease, end-stage kidney, liver disease, okay, there are certain criterias that myself and my team, as the hospice team, we have to look for, okay, you know. And so one of them is, have you been hospitalized? You know, have you been hospitalized? Meaning, like, you know, are you in and out of the hospital? Do you frequently go to the hospital? You know, that is one of the signs we look out for, because we have some patient, when the illness is getting worse, guys, when the illness is getting worse, they are constantly in the ER. And the nurses in the ER calls them frequent flyers, okay? Because they are always there. You know what I mean? They're always in the hospital. And so if you find yourself going to the hospital every month, if you find yourself, you know, with a lot of declines, infections, you know, where you constantly go into the hospital, that might be an indication, my friend. That's an indication, you know, that you may qualify for hospice, okay? That is one of them. All right, guys? And then the other one is, if you find yourself not able to take care of yourself anymore, like for example, you are very weak, you know, if you find your loved ones to be very weak, like they can no longer, you know, they need help with getting dressed, they need help with bathing, they need help with, you know, brushing their teeth, doing their hair, you know, they're very weak, they stay in bed almost all the time, you know, that is another reason. That's a huge decline, okay? That's a huge decline where somebody could need, you know, hospice care, okay guys? That's another huge decline. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know if you have any questions, okay guys? Let me know if you have any questions. All right? Because I really want us to know, you know. Also, if the medication is no longer working, because when somebody is diagnosed with HIV, there are medications that the doctors give them, and if the doctor gives them the medication and their body, the medication is not working, their body is still declining, okay, then the doctor might have a conversation saying that, well, it may be time, for medication, for hospice, okay, guys. And so I really want us to really focus on whatever the disease is, whatever the disease is, we need to show each other love and compassion, we need to show each other love and compassion. That's what, we need to focus on. There's no reason to blame the person. There's no reason to point a finger. And there's also no reason to get stuck in the past, because too many of us, we are stuck in the past and we cannot move forward. Like when you're driving, okay? When you are in your car driving, do you look forward or do you look in the rear view mirror? Do you look in the big mirror, or do you look like in the wind? No, we don't drive with our head back. So why is it that we always want to refer to bad things that happened to us in the past? No. We have to come together as a group, as a society, okay? And work together, put our money together, put our resources together to get a cure for all of these illnesses, all of these diseases, we could find cure for them. Look how fast, guys, look how fast we had found a vaccine for the COVID. You see, we were able to get a vaccine like that for COVID within a month or two. You know what I mean? So that's absolutely, what we need to focus on when it comes to our loved ones with a terminal illness. Okay, guys? All right. So let me know if you have any thoughts, if you have any, questions. Do you still find that society as a whole, do they shame people who are living with HIV? Do they shame them? Because, some people might say, well, it's their fault because they were having sex. Well, guess what? People who has heart failures, okay? I like to say, you failed your heart. If you are obese, if you're overweight, you love junk food, you love McDonald's, you don't exercise, okay? You have diabetes. Your doctor tells you to watch your weight, to exercise, and still you don't do nothing. You smoke, you drink, you eat fast food, you're overweight, and then boom, you get a heart attack. Whose fault is that? So why should we treat somebody with a heart failure different than somebody with HIV? Because most people with heart failures, these are things that were built up. It's because of lifestyle, Unless you were born with a birth defect, it's because of your lifestyle. You attack your heart, But society have love and compassion for somebody who had a heart attack as a result of their poor lifestyle choices, their poor eating habits, okay? But yet they try to shame somebody else because of who they choose to love, Come on now, make it make sense. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. You know, this is 2026. Make it make sense. I guess, you know, because I'm a hospice nurse, like I've been a hospice nurse since 2012 for so long. And I've walked into many people's lives who are suffering, who are in pain. And this job has shown me so much love and compassion for everybody. You know, it doesn't matter where you are from. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're a man or woman. We all, in essence, we all want and crave the same thing. We all want love. We all want to be heard. We all want to be understood. We all want to feel connected. Okay? We all want to be judged by who we are today. Who we are today, not who we were in the past. Okay? We all want to be judged by who we are today, not what we did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago. Okay, guys? All right, my hospice family. You guys, please make sure you are subscribing, you are liking, help to support this channel, guys, okay? I love you guys so much. You know? You know? You know? So that's what I want to come out here and say, okay, and share. Okay, guys? Let me know if you have any questions, please. Cause I need to go soon. It's starting to get dark, you know? And my light is gonna change. Okay, guys? So hospice is a great service, you know? If you know anybody with a terminal illness, I strongly encourage us to sign them up for hospice, because you don't only get the nurse, you get the social worker, okay? You get the hospice aide, you get a spiritual care coordinator, you get a volunteer. Like, where else, what other services can you call a nurse at 2 in the morning? If you need a nurse at 2 in the morning, she'll be there. What other services can do that? You know? What other services can bring you your medications straight to your home? If you run out of your medication on a Sunday, for example, the nurse can call a script, okay? The nurse will call the doctor, and the doctor will send a script to your local pharmacy. Either your loved ones could pick it up for you, or it could be delivered to your home, you know? You know, guys? You know? All right. Okay, guys? So that's what I wanted to talk to us about, all right? I gotta get going. I love you guys. I love you guys with the love of Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You know, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate your time. All right. If you're just coming on, please watch the video again. Okay, watch the video. All right. And let me know if you have any questions. All right. If you find yourself being a caregiver, if you find yourself taking care of someone who's at end of life, I want you to know that you are not alone. You know, you are not alone. You are loved. You are supported. Okay? Take care. See you in the next video.